We live.
Good morning. Good morning. Grand
Hello.
Rising.
Africa, wake up. Africa, shape up. Africa, man up. Africa, stand up. Africa, wise up. Africa, rise up. Africa, light of the world. Africa, wake up. Africa, shape up. Africa, man up. Africa, stand up. Africa, wise up. Africa, rise up. Africa, light of the world. Every man, woman, boy, and girl. Your paradise. Your paradise. Your paradise. Your paradise. Africa, wake up. Africa, shape up. Africa, man up. Africa, stand up. Africa, wise up. Africa, rise up. Africa, light of the world. Every man, woman, boy, and girl.
Grand Rising.
Your paradise. Your paradise. Your paradise. Your paradise, your paradise, your paradise, your paradise. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up.
Bring it back on, Jerry. Yeah. Wow, that's right. It's Funky Friday, baby. Welcome to the Peace of the Morning Show. This is Darius A. Stanton. It's Funky Friday with DJ 5 Star.
5 star.
Yeah, that's right. We are wrapping up what is Women's History Month. And that's not a wrap up because Women's History Month is every single month, 365, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. We got to give it up to the queens because where would we be without queens? So shout out to my queen. The first is my mother, my grandmother, my good and righteous ancestors, my wife, my sisters, my daughter, my goddaughters, cousins, all the beautiful queens in my life that are supportive and that I love and care about. Just much homage to you. Thank you so much for what you do, what you've done, what you continue to do, for the burden of carrying. The sun 9 months to carry you. Just everything that you do to hold up us and being the mothers of civilization. So shout out to our queens. Today, we're going to focus. It's Funky Friday, so we're going to get busy. We might do a little freestyle in the studio. Make sure you tune in. But the biggest thing we want to be able to do today is we want to focus on the fear that's just all around us, right? We want to be able to shift that fear and turn that fear into thriving, turn that fear into love, turn that fear into light. And to do that with me today, or us today, is our good brother from another mother, my partner, your partner, Dr. Bruce Purnell. What's up, King? Peace and love,
Hey,
brother.
what's good, bro? Love more, love more.
That's right. Love More movement. Let's show Dr. Bruce in his Love More studio. Give him the all what's up, Yeah. So, Dr. Bruce, man, it's so good to have you here. We appreciate you, the Love More movement. Give me your website, Dr. Bruce, please.
It's lovemoremovement.org.
Right on. LoveMoreMovement.org. That's right. And Dr. Bruce, tell us what Love More is all about.
Man, the big thing is making love cool, man. It's it's about releasing toxic energy, toxic stress, toxic emotions, past trauma, moving into a cocoon to transform and identify our divine gifts and divine purpose and activate that on the planet.
Mm. Does Dr. Bruce have that uh, in place for you? That elevator speech, was that tight enough for you, DJ Five Star, or what?
Sound vision, sound vision, sound vision, sound vision, sound vision,
No
sound
doubt
vision,
about it.
sound
So,
vision, sound
in
vision,
addition to Dr. Bruce, so Dr. Bruce and I, Dr. Bruce is a psychologist by trade, and so we are going to dig into just the psychology and sociology, which is my field of expertise, and look at all the things that are creating and causing fear that's driving us to do things, whether it's regarding um, vaccination, whether it's staying in a house. I got family members who won't even come outside, right now. You see people in cars, they have masks on, and it's nobody in the car but them, and they've got a mask on. And who knows how long they've been riding it. Maybe they're doing it just to make sure when they get out that they don't forget it, but
Mm.
it's not healthy. So, there are just tons of things that people are doing based on fear. The hatred and racism that you see, that's based on insecurity and fear. So we're gonna delve into that. But before we get into that, we have the queen, the dynamic from the Life magazine, our positive news you can use partner. Every Funky Friday, you'll see this queen or a representative of the Life magazine, another one of our partners, Queen Lala Hadia. Peace and love, Queen. Welcome to the Peace and
What's going on?
Love. All
I
right.
am feeling protected amongst all these kings in the room. How y'all doing? I'm excited. I'm excited to be here again with you guys on Friday. So today, in the story of the life, and pushing positive media, we have a top story that will be hitting the spring issue that's coming out with a dynamic young lady. So first, let me get my gully on. I'm gonna dig deep and tap into my New York because she is by way of Bronx, New York. 31-year-old Ashley from the Bronx, who actually transitioned down here and graduated right here in the area, Duval High School. Amazing. Like, she's a powerhouse, man. You think I'm all the way live? Ashley, this young lady right here, this queen right here is off the chain, and she is about her business. She graduated from Duval and received her bachelor's degree in biblical study. So she is all in to her spirituality, and that is her platform. So in the interview that we have with her in the Life magazine, she talks about how that kind of came about. And to date, she's written like 3 books. But what's exciting and amazing and intriguing about this queen is this. Like, so in middle school, she created like a series of stories, right? And put them in composition notebooks and had her friends and her peers like checking them out like she the library. Like that. So I'm a poet and I wrote a lot of poems growing up. And I wish I knew her because I probably would have done something like that. She had her peers checking out the composition books so they can read these series of short stories. Isn't that dope? Like, I mean, this is amazing. And so she's written, like I said, 3 books to date. Her first book, She was 8 years old. Like 8. I'm trying to figure out what I was thinking about at 8 years old. At 8 years old, this queen finished her first book. And her first book was talking about, it was just basic training on how to prepare for your spiritual gifts. You know, she was talking about your spiritual gifts and how to prepare for that, your quest into spirituality. That was what her first book was about. Of course, you know, in the spirit of Women History Month, this young lady, this beautiful queen, of course, supports her sisters, and is all about building sisterhood. So her second book talks about colliding with destiny. So this book is for the ladies. It's called Daughters of Promise, and it's talking about colliding with your destiny and how to find yourself, find your center, and find out what it is that you were purposed to do in this life. And then her third book is called The Girl's Code. It's a manual for the ladies. Again, of course, she's a powerhouse. She is definitely into sisterhood and building up our queens. And so I want to salute her now here on Peace in the Morning show, because she's definitely doing the daggone thing. Make sure you check her out. There are several ways that you can check this young lady out. She's on all social media platforms. She has a website, which is girlcodecollective.com. She's on Facebook, she's on Twitter, she's on Instagram. I don't know, like, she got an email, but I don't want y'all, you know, like, bombarding her. Like, check her out on social media first, and you know, if she let you in, then I'll come back and give you the email address. But definitely check this young lady out. She's amazing, 31 years old, and definitely making her mark in our community, our color, and our culture.
About the fact that you brought this queen to our world, Dr. Bruce. How powerful is that, man? That we got a sister that is 8 years old writing books, and really just stepping out there, right away, in the space where she's able to control her content, pushing out there in media. You deal with young people like that all the time. Is that inspiring and encouraging to you, or what?
Oh, most definitely, man. That's us. So somewhere along the way, somebody laid out that environment of freedom for her to be able to tap into that piece, man. And because it's phenomenal, man, how much is undiscovered inside of us, right? And so you hear stories like that, man, like that just shows, man, like, what the kind of things that we will be doing if we're given actually that nurture and that support, that love to be kind of the platform and bridge for us to cross.
Yeah, I love the fact that she's made it from her book to the Life magazine, now to Peace in the Morning show. And what I want people to understand and what we have to push, and what we're building right now, the folks that you see on the screen, the folks that you see in the background, shout out to Streets Media, our production studio, the shout out to, all of the people that are really pushing and promoting this positive media. We have got to promote positive images and stories of ourselves that are in abundance. And,
Absolutely.
all of this other stuff that's out there that's really inconsequential, that I call the nothingness. Do we really have time for that? But since that's gonna be out there, it's gonna be, let's push what we pushing, and dynamic young people like this. So, Lala, you see we got it up on the screen right now
Yes.
for us to be able to talk about in terms of the Life magazine subscription. So before we bring Five back and let him rock us out with another Funky Friday jam session, before we get into our topic of the day, which is protecting our queens and staying away from fear that we're being inundated with in so many different ways. Talk to us about subscribing to the Life magazine and what we got coming up for the spring issue, please.
So yeah, if you are interested in subscribing or purchasing a copy of the Life magazine, definitely hit us up on our website www.thelifemagazine.com, where you can find old subscriptions. There are definitely some amazing articles in our older subscriptions. We have a spring session or a spring magazine coming out within the next couple of weeks that you guys want to pick up. There are, just like this young lady, she'll be featured in there, but there are so many other articles in there for this spring issue that you do not want to miss out on. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you get your copy so you can be in the know. Also coming up this spring, this April rather, we have this poetry contest going on. So where all my poets in the house? If you write, if you think you can write, if you want to write, we have a contest coming up, and we have some celebrity judges, you guys. I don't know, if you don't know them, you got to get to know them. We have 4 celebrity judges. So at the beginning of April, as soon as we hit the ground on April 1st, we'll be starting this poetry contest where you can, showcase what it is that you do, that you feel like you're gifted at. And it has to be a piece that you kind of create off the dome, fresh. Don't give us nothing that you did like 10 years ago. I need you to get in the lab and come up with a masterpiece and submit your work. And we have 4 celebrity judges. We'll be giving out, or we'll be letting you know who the winner is at the end of April. So you got all month to get in the lab and create something. Our 4 celebrity judges have just been announced. We have a poet herself, Leslie St. Julian, who is definitely doing the daggone thing. You need to check her out and tap in. We have Randy J. Norman, Wally B, and Danielle Speaks. So not just for, getting your work out there, but these are definitely dynamic people that you want to rub shoulders and be connected with. So come on in to the Life magazine, check us out, tap in with us, and stay connected.
Bring us all back. Yeah. No doubt. So, I love that. I love the fact that, you got Life magazine with us each and every month, each and every week, that we will be together. So that's just powerful in itself, because we're bringing 2 different mediums, both the print media, online, and in person. You can put it on your coffee table in your office. You can put it in your living room. You can put it on your bedstand. The stories are phenomenal. Gotta give a shout out to the Queen, Katrina Spangaletti, Mrs. Florida American 2020. She is now competing for Mrs. American 2021 in Las Vegas right now. So if you go online and look up Mrs. American 2021, you will see Miss Katrina Spangaletti, who was on the show, also featured in the Life magazine. A powerful story. And her story really takes us into, what we're going to get into when we bring 5, right after 5 rocks us out. And that is just, dealing with the power of women and protecting our queens. Making sure that we do what we need to do to protect our queens, and then addressing the fear that we're dealing with in our society. And of course, we got our good brother, our in-house psychologist for the Peace in the Morning show, Dr. Bruce Purnell, Love More, so we're going to deal with that. So thank you, Lai. We appreciate you, Queen.
Absolutely.
I know you got a lot going on, and
it's always a pleasure.
Running a lot of things, but I got to make sure you get your fix of your favorite DJ.
Hey.
Who's your favorite DJ, Five?
I'm a queen. That's my favorite DJ. DJ 5 star. I'm a queen.
That's right. DJ 5 Star.
I'm a queen.
No doubt. So 5, man, it's your world. I heard you mention that poetry contest too. Dr. Bruce, you do a little poetry, right?
Most definitely.
So you gotta jump in on this.
You got anything you want to freestyle for us real quick?
Always, but I always shout out Hannibal Barker, man, the African warrior, man, who crossed the Alps, man, and conquered Rome, right? So let's say Hannibal's back. Inside the well, set sail, secure your sails, 7 coffins, 7 nails, 12 tribes, check the grill. Rats in the rat race running the L. All the other folks represented the whale. Hieroglyphs and ciphers. Free the lifers. New judges, new trials, new cases, new files. Elephants, eagles, seeing for miles. It's Karma Tile. Been a while. The reaper's here. You lost your smile, no forks for your tongue. Time for your trial. Crying and begging for some empathy. Gold turned to stone, reverse alchemy. Black holes reflecting your souls. Too late to repent. You got tears from the crows. Chinese fans over unpolluted lands. Elephants crossing the burning sands because Hannibal's back. Hannibal's back. With Hannibal's back and with Hannibal's back. Because there's a demand, 12 plans, 7 pans, one God, one love, one land, journey of illusions, burning sands. So anyway, Hannibal's back. Understand that the elephant's back, the eagle's back, the warrior's back. Everything they stole, we taking it back.
Wow.
Drop them on.
Yo.
That's what I'm talking about, King.
Yes.
Yo, Live. So, Live, what you got? You got something you want to freestyle for us real quick, Live?
Let me see. Y'all about to make me start spitting. I don't know. Let me see. Chocolate complexion, short and kinky hair, full lips, of pug nose. It just ain't fair. I'm thinking, why me? Because I'm just not she. Mirror, mirror on the wall. What you see in me? My mama says my eyes show so much strength, but I just can't seem to embrace the beauty within. So mirror, mirror, when I look at you, all I need you to do is tell me the truth. Am I beautiful? That's all I'm gonna drop for you. You want to hear the rest? Check out La La Idea, volumes 1 and 2.
Yes.
Oh man, golly, Queen. Hey, I love that.
I'm
What's up,
saying I
Five?
had
You
to
got-
match
what
his
you-
gangster. You know, the doc was in the building spitting all that fire.
Right. Hey, Five, what you got? Five, you got something for us? You got a freestyle for us this morning, Five?
I freestyle with turntables.
Cause after all, what comes around, mighty,
That's how I freestyle.
classy, beautiful. I'm a queen, mighty, classy, beautiful. Mighty, classy, beautiful. I'm a queen, mighty, classy, beautiful. Mighty, classy, beautiful. I'm a queen, mighty, classy. Woman, woman, classy, beautiful. I'm a queen. I'm a mighty woman, classy, beautiful. Mighty woman, classy, beautiful. I'm a mighty woman, classy, beautiful. 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 Mighty woman, classy, I'm a queen.
So who is woman? She's God's creation, fashioned and elegantly designed, pulled from one rib and brought to man, led by God's hand. When we fast forward time and place and take a look at this woman race, we see battered, abused, broken creations fighting hard for a chance to be respected in this manly nation, taken advantage of, mistreated and destroyed, in relationship with men whose agendas to only fill voids, used to make babies, left alone, expecting that woman to fulfill that fatherly role. Nah, it won't work that way. So who is woman? I'll say it again. She's God's creation with the equal chance to run this nation. She's the backbone and strength to every man. She's a queen that God made for a real man's hand. She's the angel God allowed to walk this earth. It's our job as godly men to show a woman what she's worth. So men, I call you out at this point. Let's be more than a negative statistic. Let's be what God called us to be about. Let's raise our sons and teach them to respect our women and know that they're more than just good looking. She's mighty, she's classy, she's beautiful, she's woman.
I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. I'm a queen, I'm a queen.
That's how you bring the DMV together. One time for Boo Man, that's his instrumental from Baltimore.
Let's give it up for DJ 5 Star.
5-star.
Man. Yo, Bruce, is that yo, did 5 hit that joint, yo?
Oh, man, that was nice, man. That was nice, man.
Hey, you better let people know. It's Funky Friday. We got DJ 5 Star. We got Dr. Bruce. We got Lala Hadia, the queen from the Lifestyle magazine. Shout out to all the people in the chat pushing us out there. Make sure you go see us on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube, please. Peace in the Morning Show with Darius A. Stanton. Make sure you subscribe. This show is live on YouTube. Also, check out Streets Media. Go to Instagram, Streets Media. Check them out. They can do whatever you need in terms of video production. You want to have them in the place because they will make sure your face is straight lace, okay? I might give y'all a little Black Dove this morning real quick since I had everybody else mix it up with the 1-2 and the freestyle. Wild Child, what's up? I got a brother in the music in the studio. His name is Wild Child. Why they call him Wild Child? Because the child was wild. Matter of fact, we called him Spree Wild. He used to be nice on the court, short on the sport. He used to spin on his back. Yeah, he would do it like that. Matter of fact, this dude called his own self King Cool. He had a KINGKOOL, and he was the man. What was his name? His name was Icy Chill, King Cool, but also Wild Child. That's right. Freestyle, baby. It's Funky Friday. We living and we loving and we having fun right here in Streets Media Studio. We doing it for you. So look, time to get to the topic. We cannot drop it. We got to get back to it. Dr. Bruce. Kendrick, we are dealing with something real serious here, and that is the protection of our queens, right? You know, this is Women's History Month, but we continue to see the assault. You know, bless the queens down in Colorado that were killed there. You know, people that are being killed all over the country, all over the world. They're still kidnapping children in Africa and Nigeria. It's still happening. In Mexico, women are still being dumped in their bodies in the street. In other parts of South America, so all over the world, women are still being sex trafficked. I saw something this morning, a sister warning how she was almost caught up in a sex traffic ring. And so it's really important that we stand up. You know, hashtag, put this hashtag out there, Men for Domestic Peace. Hashtag, we must protect our queens. You know, we have got to start using these movements and these opportunities that we have with our breath and our lives to be able to push to the protection of our queens. So, Dr. Bruce, you know, what's happening with the psychology around just how we treat and communicate? You know, when you think about it, queens still call themselves BITCHs, you know, and they think it's okay to call each other that, you know, but really a BITCH, a bitch, is a female dog. It's not a bad word, not a negative word, but it's a female dog. So, you know, that's what it is. So we use queen to represent, you know, the sisters, the ciphers that bring forth life. The power of words and images and how, you know, how is that impacting how we protect our queens or how we allow them to be vulnerable in the states there, Doc?
Hey man, that's the very foundation, man, of ends up being like how we see the world, how we see ourselves, how we see the world. The ability to see a caterpillar as a future butterfly. You know, like you asked, we said that the queens call themselves bees and the brothers call themselves ends, and the idea that, you know, if you could see the future butterfly, like you wouldn't even have that, you wouldn't have that narrative. That wouldn't be the label that would come to your mind when you saw it. But you understand that if you don't see a caterpillar as a future butterfly, you may very well spray insecticide on it because it's eating a flower, because you don't see the beauty. You would never spray insecticide on a butterfly. And we have to understand, like, you know, if we see each other through our gifts, it changes everything. Like if I see my queens as future butterflies, I'm wondering what kind of butterfly you're going to be. I'm looking for the gifts. I'm never going to do anything but support that the gift, especially talking about with our queens. We talking about the gift of life. Without our queens, we don't have the gift of life, man. Like, so now, like we have to really, you know, understand what it is that who we are on this planet, the energy that we allow to lead the ship, like, because our bodies are only machines carrying our spirits around. Like, so, you know, our spirit energy, man, that love energy, man, we need to let that shine and let that lead. We've been programmed to believe something else, man. We've been programmed to believe that we are just the machine of this body, man, and the program actually gives us the narrative of how we see ourselves and each other. And so, you know, it goes into that piece, man. Like, you know, how do we love ourselves? We have to unplug from this toxic program, and we are love. Like, you know, understand for us, man, like for us to be able to love after all that we've been through, it shows that we are love. At the very core foundation of us, we are love, man. And so once we actually understand that, then that's what we'll bring, man. We're going to bring love to the table, man. We're going to bring love to the universe. That's our gift, man, to this world, to the universe, and to everybody else we interact with is love, man. So we have to move back to that piece. And that solves the problem, man. That's it. But we have to understand it first and be willing to unplug, man, to unplug from this piece. Like, it's like we're so interwoven into it, we think it'd be dependent on it. You know, back to the Shamu the killer whale piece, man. If a killer whale can be dependent upon a trainer for fish, when the killer whale can have all the fish he wanted, if he just knew that he was a killer whale. And also, you don't know to ask for the ocean if you've been in a pool your whole life. So the idea of the ask, man, like we don't have to accept compromise liberation and compromise freedom or marginalized assimilation as our goal, man. We have to know actually who we are, and that'll be a whole different ask, man. It changes everything.
So look, I want to ask thanks, Doc. I want to ask people right now to put in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how protected do you think queens feel? If you're a queen, you know, 10, say you feel protected. You know, if you're a brother, still give the number that you feel, you know, what that is. But, you know, let us know in the chat, what do you feel, you know, in terms of protection of our queens? So we're going to shift gears, right? Because the important thing is it goes back to fear. Because when you ask the question, why are we not protecting our queens? You know, are we really protecting ourselves? You know, we're inundated right now in our society. When you look at the news from 5 o'clock to 6, then to 6:30, you know, all you see is COVID-19 everywhere, all over the screen. On the bottom, you see the ticker taper. How many people have died? What about the people that are living? What about the 90% of the people who are living and have not, you know, even the people who got COVID and have made it? You know, what about those stories? You know, the continuous bombardment of, we want to treat you, but we don't want to heal you. You know, where are the stories in the media about, you know, okay, make sure we're going to take high fructose corn syrup, which causes pre-existing conditions such as cancer, diabetes, heart disease, obesity. We're going to remove that from the foods. You know, where are those stories? So we're bombarded with fear. When you see the gunshots, I don't know if you remember this, Doc, but the brother on YouTube said, it wasn't a brother, he was a police officer. And I say that because he was gunning for black people. He said, no, we don't kill black people. We don't kill white people. We only kill black people. Don't you watch TV? So even in television, in terms of seeing what's happening image-wise, it's a constant reminder of why we should be afraid. So, Doc, what can we do solution-oriented wise? How can we deprogram? How can we unplug from being in a constant state of fear?
Yeah, that's the healing piece, man. We have to heal, and we have to know how far back it goes. We have never taken that time to actually heal. It's always been a response to trauma. Since the time of being in America, man, you know, it was going to be a whipping. There was going to be a lynching. There was going to be a rape. There was going to be somebody sold and forced by forced compliance into a negative situation. That was trauma, man. Like, so our life became a response to trauma, man. And coming through after that, it was post-Reconstruction Jim Crow. Now we're dealing with that piece. You build businesses and they burn them down. You deal with the trauma from that piece. You don't heal. You keep moving. Civil rights, assassination of the leaders, man. The war on drugs, man. Communities being flooded with drugs, and the school to prison pipeline, the prison industrial complex. It's always a response to trauma. We have to understand. We have to heal, man, and we all have to heal together, man, and change the energy flow. And that piece, man, and like Baba Dick Gregory says, man, fearing God can't occupy the same place, man. The same way that when you cut the light on, man, darkness goes away, man. It's just a universal principle. So you bring that light, love, energy to the table, man, and know that the universe has this. But you got to trust, man. You got to have faith that the universe has it. Man, we're on a living planet, man. Like, even though, a lot of things were built on this planet, it's a program that operates on it. You may forget that we actually inhabiting a planet right now. And so a lot of stuff won't even make sense for real. Like the things that we do, it doesn't make sense. When we look at the theory, like it's one called cultural hegemony. Brother Antonio Gramsci, man, they locked him up. He was with the Italian Communist Party. He was fighting fascism, and he wrote the prison papers, man. He talked about false consciousness, man, and the idea that you could actually be celebrating your own oppression and not even knowing it. And actually, they said the only way you could have a system that exploits its people is that the people didn't understand they're being exploited. So we're in a situation right now that we're liking things that aren't good for us because they're being promoted, and we don't even understand, and we're scared to break away from it because we don't know what we have to fall on if we do break away. But we have to know that God got us. Like God, we don't have to be scared about what we're gonna fall on if we unplug from what's toxic, because we're gonna fall on love. And I think that's the piece, man, and that's how we start, man. We start with knowing we got to heal, come together in love, and knowing that it's something better than this, man. That this right here isn't working for us. We're not happy in this, and you can't stimulate it away.
Just right on 5. Doc, I know you got a role. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring this conversation back next week,
That's right.
and bring a few other folks on. The queens. Thank you, queens and brothers who brought your rating on the chat. I want you all to continue to do this as you watch the show, throughout the day, even as the follow-ups, to make sure we understand and we get a real gauge and a meter on that, because we have got to change the fear factor. We've got to change that and get rid of that and allow the universe. I watched a brother yesterday post something, and I haven't got a chance to call him yet, but he showing his vaccination, and he said, I just want to let you know I took my second shot, and after he took his second shot, he said, I just hope I wake up tomorrow morning, but I know that, I trust in God. I know God's got us. So I was like, all these mixed messages. I'm scared. I know God got me, and I'm taking the shot, right? So it was like, but it's back to the fear, right? So, just being able to put us in a position where we know that we know that we know that we know. And you said it, Keith, that we're going to be okay, regardless of whom or what. And you said something very profound, Doc. You said that people, they want to get away, but they in a sense, they kind of know it's whack to be listening to a song that make the song WAP #1 in the world, and nothing's wrong with celebrating a woman's vagina, but celebrate it with respect and dignity and honor. This is the birthplace of civilization, not with, just a whole lot of other things that do not put us in a position of honoring and celebrating queens, but instead, putting them in a whole nother kind of light. And so as a result of that, we do have to create those spaces, those safe spaces for our queens and our kings and people, period. Again, hence why we got to push positive media. We got to continue to push people that are doing good things like the Love More Movement.org. DJ 5 Star, you can check him out across multiple platforms, IG, Facebook, everywhere, Twitter, and the work that he's doing in making sure that our young people understand not only science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, but also business and entrepreneurship, Life Magazine. So you have a number of outlets and people that are pushing. DJ 5 Star refuses to play any cuss words. None of that is part of his, and he's one of the top DJs in the country, probably in the world, right? And he refuses to do that. And he is eating and living and doing his thing. Am I right, Five?
All facts. All facts. I come from humble beginnings. Of course, I had to transition to that, but for the last decade, you wouldn't see, even if we having a beverage, no pictures, no, the brand has to be tight. And that came from my mother. She's like, how you gonna do education, but you having a beverage? And I thought about that. I was like, yeah, that's you're right, ma. I'm gonna make sure that the brand is tight, and as I continue to play, I can promote music that enlightens me and uplifts us, and as opposed to tearing us down. So I just appreciate you acknowledging that.
No doubt, man. I appreciate having a partner that I don't have to explain why it's certain music that I'm not gonna play on the show and have a conversation about it because we're already in the same circle. So
Mhm.
what I want us to do, we're gonna come back next week. Dr. Bruce, you available to come back with us next week?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we're gonna invite some other guests on, some queens. In addition to our Life Magazine representative, make sure you go check that out. There's a morning show that comes on at 7:30 every morning, Monday through Friday, called Morning Tea with Mom, right? Lavinia Hines is in the chat. Mom, put the time and the date information about, what's going on with Morning Tea with Mom, but that's our queen, Lala Hadia, and her mother, and they're on every morning, 7:30 a.m. on Facebook Live, and the show is hot. I love it. I enjoy it. So make sure you check that out. Also, check out our show on Thursday morning, 7:30, which is called none other than Lights at the Round Table. So listen, let me give you this peaceful moment. All we have to do is be. Just take time out and be. Just take a moment and be yourself. But in that moment that you're being yourself, repeat that moment after moment after moment. Because we hear so many things on the outside, so many noises, so many frames of reference that were negative. When people talk to us like dogs, when people stabbed us in the back, when people hurt us or harmed us, when people called us nicknames or the blackie or ugly or blockhead or whatever they called you, whatever hurt your feelings, whatever impacted your life, whether it was on a job and the people didn't appreciate you, whether it's a relationship and you were either beat or mistreated, abused, lied to, whatever it is, even the things that we've done ourselves, forgive yourself because we have to be in the moment. Once we're in the moment and we accept who we are and we know that God and the universe in one is going to take care of us, then we'll know that what's for us is for us. And we don't have to run after somebody else's dream. We don't have to be envious of other people because they're being successful. We can focus on being who we are. So this morning on the Peace in the Morning show, Darius A. Stanton's message to you is just be. And all that is being your true, authentic, natural, beautiful self. We love you. God bless you. Peace in the morning. Hey, Five, we're going to crank it up, brother. Out of here. Our brother Dr. Bruce Purnell. It's Funky Friday, and we're going to crank it with Queen Eye and Suda Baby. La la.
gente quiere, uno, dos, di chi pindalo, quiere mana goes down there, gonna go get it to Zimbabwe, gonna get it to Minalo, quiere me Dumbo.
I'm at the wrong time, I want you to know this is not the or Curtis Blow. My name is Tom speaking, I'm good to go. When I'm setting up, can't be stereo. I graduated from the school of the week. I got a diploma on how to make it sweet. It's kind of two ranks with the best, with the unity box. Fresh and fresh. Oh, yes, the style, of course, with finesse. I'm heading for the top, you won't set for less. Up and down with the touch of class. With an inner city, you can make it shake your don't try to put me in the category because I'm not a DJ and I'm not a MC. I'm just a man with the system, with the unique style. I won't take the top, take the top.
Keep the appetite right and the music tight. I like that. Yo, we're gonna get on up out of here. Hey, DJ 5-Star, we appreciate you, brother. See y'all next week. We're gonna deal with fear, love over fear, light. That's right, over losing. This is Darius A. Stanton with the Peace in the Morning Show with DJ 5-Star from 5-Star Enterprises saying peace in the morning. It's Funky Friday, baby. Enjoy yourself. We're out of here. Peace.